So when are you actually going to finish writing? Because like you need to crack on now.
What?
Could be September, innit?
Yeah.
So I expect we're going to have some dark days.
Earlier this year, I started writing the first in what I planned to be a series of 5 cozy fantasy books. Think Legends on Lattes, but with 100% more dragons. The first in the series is called Dragon Hearth and features a man who, through mysterious circumstances, finds himself adrift in a strange city and the new owner of a rather disreputable inn. Rather than featuring romance, it concentrates on found family and focuses in on the relationships of people in a city that is on the brink of civil war. Now, when I was planning this series, I planned to do what I have been doing thus far in my literary career, which is to self-publish. With the only real difference being that this time I plan to do a proper launch, something I haven't really done in the past with ARC readers and PR boxes and all that kind of stuff. But I've had a change of heart. This is my wife, Hayley, who has not appeared on camera before, so say hi, Hayley.
Hi, Hayley.
Classic. This is Bilbo, who you've already met. Yes, thank you. That's perfect timing. You're going to sit there, are you?
Good.
Okay. So what did you think when I first said I was going to try and traditionally publish Dragon Hearth?
I was really excited, to be honest.
What are you doing, Bilbo?
Sorry.
All they're going to hear is your panting.
Yeah, I was really excited when you said it because I think it's something we've been talking about for ages and you have always been a writer. So I just think, yeah, it was just something that felt quite natural. Obviously, I've got a little bit of reservations because I'm like, you've got quite a hardcore fan base who do follow you. But I think for your own self-esteem, it'll be good for you to do because at least you can say you tried. I do worry that maybe the rejection, because there is going to be rejection, let's face it, there's going to be rejection. I do worry that's going to knock your mental health a bit because, not saying you're fragile, but I do think it can have an impact. And you're quite prone to feeling things quite strongly, which is great, that's fine.
But yeah, it's true.
But that is one thing I am a little bit worried about. But I am excited because I think if you don't do it, if you don't try it, you will always say to yourself, what if?
What if? Yeah. When I first started writing back in 2020, I knew nothing about self-publishing. I barely knew it existed in any form that wasn't just an embarrassment. I had a lot to learn. I took the year off to write, I sat down, I started typing, and I thought, I should probably have some kind of social media presence. So I started an Instagram account. I quickly discovered the wonderful world of Bookstagram. I began posting daily updates about what I was doing, what I was reading, how the writing was going. And pretty soon things snowballed from there. I learned so much about the world of indie publishing in such a short space of time that before I'd finished like chapter 4, I was convinced that self-publishing was the way to go. Prior to that, the plan had always been trad pub. But as my publishing journey has continued, I've often thought that what I really want is to be a hybrid author, someone who self-publishes and has a contract with a traditional publisher. With this in mind, I've often been thinking about what would be the right book to send to a traditional publisher. Part of the reason I never sent my original manuscript to a traditional publisher, which was the original plan, was because I realized as I wrote it, especially by the time I'd finished writing it, that it really wasn't suitable. Traditional publishers tended to like, at least when I started writing, books that were not too long, not too short, stand alone, but with series potential. And that definitely wasn't what I'd written. What I was writing, by the way, was The Lord of Misrule, which actually didn't turn out to be my first release because it needed a lot of work, but it is now released. So fast forward to 2026, I started writing Dragon Hearth, and as I did so, I happened to get into conversation with an author who I met at Hay Festival a couple of years ago. She is a traditionally published author and also does coaching for people who are entering the querying process. The querying process, if you don't know, is trying to find yourself an agent who will then push your work to publishers. She encouraged me to try querying at some point, and when I sat down and thought about it, Dragon Hearth kind of fits the bill. it's a self-contained story. The other books in the series all contain different central characters. Cozy fantasy of the type is very popular right now. And I like to think that my skill has improved to the point where I can really make this the best it can be. So it kind of made sense that if I was going to at some point give traditional publishing a try, why not now? So I think it, like you said,
toes are being
get a dog, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Never work with children and animals.
I mean, yeah, so it depends on your reasons for doing it.
Yeah. So I think basically it's like you said, it's one of those things where I always intended to do it before I discovered what what's he doing now? I always intended to go the traditional publishing route before I discovered self-publishing. So I think if I never tried, I would always wonder if I could have tried. And I think it just felt right for this book.
Yeah, I think amongst all of the others, like this is more...
It's a brand new series.
Yeah.
And it just feels like I could do it now or I could do it 5 years down the line, but why not do it now? What will I actually lose? The thing is, querying itself is a very difficult and time-consuming process. And that's before you even get anywhere near a publishing deal. You've got to write the perfect query letter, make a synopsis of your book, find the right agent, and that's before you even start talking to anyone. Oh, and learn to deal with rejection. A lot of rejection. So what does this actually mean for Dragon Hearth? Well, I've decided to give myself 6 months from when I finished a manuscript, which should hopefully be in September, to try querying. Things like this can have a tendency to run on and on and on, and who knows if I'm successful, how long things will take from there. But I think 6 months is a good enough time to give it a go, a real go, but not get stuck in the trenches forever.
And I think by doing it this way and by putting a time limit on it, you're kind of setting a boundary going, I know self-publishing works. If it doesn't work out, that's okay. And I think that's something you're going to have to be really mindful of when the rejections roll in. And I'm not trying to set you up to fail,
no,
but there were rejections. And I think that is going to be something you're going to have to really work on. It's not a reflection of your writing or you as a person. You know that you're a good writer. You have your nights, you have your Discord, you have your Patreon, you have your community. So it's not a reflection on you. That's my worry. That genuinely is my worry.
So I'll basically have 2 outcomes. Either I will be successful in finding myself an agent, and then I will work with that agent to get the book to the best possible state it can be in, to then submit it to publishers for traditional publishing. Or I will get absolutely nowhere, and after the 6 months have elapsed, I will revert to the original plan, and I will self-publish. Will I view that as a failure? No, I don't think I will. Will it be frustrating? Of course it will be, but the original plan was to self-publish, so reverting to that plan again, I don't think will feel like a setback, and at least I will know that I gave it a go, I tried. And hey, this is all a learning experience, which is how I started my literary journey in the first place. Tussling Out Paranormal Investigations started as an experiment.
But I'm also really excited for you because you are a writer. And I don't mean that in a patronising way, ever since I've known you. We've been together, 18 years? 18 years? 18 years. Been put up with that face. You've always written. And so I think you've got to do it.
Yeah.
How do you think you're, have you put any thought in how you're going to manage some of those rejections? Because there is going to be rejection. So I think how are you going to protect your mental health?
Yeah.
Because it's easy for me to say, and it's easy to reel off a list, but
I don't know, to be honest. And I have a lot of outside opinions and feedback on my writing in general.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm finally showing it to the world and getting a rejection. So I'm hoping at least that will soften the blow a bit. So it's more of a, oh, that's annoying, than I can't write, I'm useless.
I hope that's the case. And
Yeah.
I do hope you say the 6 months as well. Like,
Yeah.
keep the 6 months. So not like when that first rejection rolls in, you go, right, well, that's it.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
But keep going for the 6 months. I honestly don't know exactly how it will affect me because I've never done it before, but I'm hoping that it won't be as savage as if I was a brand new writer finally trying to show it to someone beyond my family and friends. You know,
you guys can help. I'm not just saying this, but you guys can help. Just keep bolstering, keep talking in the Discord, in the Patreon, on YouTube, you know, all the other socials. So I expect we're going to have some dark days. I'm not saying we are going to have loads of dark days. I'm hoping we don't.
hopefully not.
But we've been together 18 years. I know Martin. There are going to be some dark days.
And I think, you know, the process is a bit soul destroying. It's a bit like applying for a job, isn't it? Getting rejection after rejection.
There's nothing worse than applying for a job. You put so much effort in it,
Yeah.
and you don't even get a letter back saying thanks but no fish. So I think that's going to be similar, as you say.
Bit.
You're not even going to get a letter saying thanks but no fish.
No, it'll just be utter silence or, no, I'm all right, thanks.
Yeah. What would publishing traditionally, like, not just change practically, but for you emotionally? Like, what does it mean? Like, what are your thoughts on it?
I guess there's a level of validation about it. Like on the absolute base level, there's a level of validation. But also, I feel like it's another string to my bow, another arm of the business, you know, because I don't want to just be a traditionally published author. I want to be a hybrid author.
I guess you like having that community, that you have that direct contact
I
with.
love that, and I love that I can write books in conjunction with my community, like I'm doing with Good Boy and
the new one.
But on the flip side, it would be nice to experience that more traditional world and that journey as well, and have someone else take some of the strain of merchandising and distribution and all that sort of stuff.
Marketing.
I mean, I'm not naive. I know that I'll still have to do a lot of it myself these days. But it's a different world and offers a different perspective on it, I think.
Yeah, I guess it gets out there a different way, doesn't it?
Yeah, gets out there wider in physical stores, which is very difficult for a self-published author to do. Not impossible, but difficult. But from a kind of practical right now point of view, it is risky in that Dragon Hearth was meant to be one of my main releases this year. So now that I'm not releasing it, that leaves a little bit of a hole in the business.
Gives you time for more Blackwood, right?
It gives me time to write other things. There's Blackwood, there's the Tossling Out special editions, but it's scary in that was the plan for this year, was the Dragon Hearth series, and I think that's one of the main reasons why I want to put that 6-month time limit on it, is because, you know, that was my whole series. I had the whole 5-book series planned out, and now I'm putting books 4 to 5 on hold while I see what happens with book 1, which is kind of scary. But it has led to more ideas and more different things.
So when are you actually going to finish writing? Because like, you need to crack on now.
So it's August now, beginning of August. What?
Could be September, innit?
Yeah. End of September is when I'm meant to finish writing. So I've got a little less than 2 months to finish.
Is that realistic?
It's certainly doable. Might end up with a couple of weeks where everything else gets thrown out of the window, but it's definitely doable.
So if we go quiet, if he goes quiet, okay.
I'm 30,000 words in of a 60 to 70,000 word book.
Okay.
So it's feasible.
You can do it.
But knowing me, I will end up with a rush at the end, because I always do. If you watched to this point, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give the video a like. Subscribe if you haven't already, because it really helps me push these videos out to new viewers. And I will catch you in the next one.